Hello there, and welcome to today's digital experiment. First of all, we would like to introduce to you a Portuguese digital platform, sharing various kinds of information on social enterprises in Portugal, ranging from finances to team compositions to structures. The distribution of information about these almost 20,000 organizations happens over their webpage. We believe its main three purposes to be attracting new registrations, streamlining data resources and distribute them, and last but not least, enhance recognition and visibility of the social sector. When we visited this webpage for the very first time, we were surprised by the amount of space that was taken in by the advertising banner in the very, very top. We can barely see any of the content. We cannot even see the names of the companies listed there. Also, the black ribbon to go into different categories. It doesn't really come forward. So we think it's a good idea to move this somewhere else. So before moving anything around, we had to come up with a plan for our A/B testing. We wanted to return the attention to the content. That was our clear objective, providing visibility. By moving the advertisement away, the distraction, and putting the content in its place. We believe that especially for first-time users, it's very important to have the focus on the content, since it's in the very first part of the website, before scrolling down, especially considering the following layers of clicking on the companies and the different information you can see there. Now that we've established our hypothesis, let's have a look. This is the view a user will have when arriving on the web page. No advertising, the content in the middle of the attention of the focus. Even though, because of the size of the picture, you might not see it, but also the black ribbon becomes more visible, and you start exploring the different categories there are, and figure out that you can actually scroll to the right or to the left to explore further.
Okay, so how do we implement the A/B test? So website coding wise, we will implement a second version of the website, and the implementation team is responsible for the technical feasibility of that. For the randomization, we will have something similar to full sample randomization, which involves randomly assigning all participants to either the control or the treatment group without considering any other characteristics. As we have A running and then we test for B afterwards, this is what the randomization looks like. With an increase of the click-through rate from 1.9% to 2.2%, we will have a required sample size of 35,000 because the change is small, therefore a lot of noise, and we have a higher required sample size. The timing will be 7 days, and we will have the version A as a benchmark and then the click-through rate as our key metric. We use Python to calculate the sample size, and this is what the code looked like. We go to the next. Okay, so how do we analyze the results? Well, first of all, we use Python to calculate the effect size and use as an estimator difference in means. So we analyze the mean difference in CTR between the baseline and the test group. Difference in means is typically used for A/B tests, and this estimator is very straightforward, very simple, and also very effective for analyzing the average treatment effects. We will then standardize the results, so for example use Cohen's D to assess and communicate the effect size, providing a clear measure of impact relative to its to the variability. And it's also a very straightforward measure. And other potential variation criteria could be, for example, scroll depth to see how far people scroll on the website after the implementation, but that will be just a secondary metric. As the test is still up and running, we will evaluate it at a later point. Once the results are in, we will adjust campaigns based on the initial data, and potentially additional testing phases will be needed in the future to optimize for engagement. So engagement would be the click-through rate then. And on the right, you can see how the results could look like. And thank you very much for your attention.